If you're over 60, I want you to listen closely. This might just be one of the most important explainers you watch this year. We're about to dive into the simple science of how you can stay strong and independent, and you can do it all from the comfort of your own living room. We all kind of grew up believing that walking is the absolute key to healthy aging. And don't get me wrong, it is great for you. But what if I told you it's not enough? What if the very thing we all trust, just going for a walk, can't actually prevent the specific kind of weakness that leads to falls and, well, a loss of independence? Because the latest research is starting to tell a very different story. And that story points to something else: targeted exercise. A huge review looking at over 100 different studies found that specific strength and balance programs reduced falls by a staggering 23%. So you see, this isn't just about getting your steps in. It's about building the exact strength you need to stay safe and on your feet. Okay, so before we jump into the solution, it's really important that you understand the warning signs your body might be sending you. This is the science behind why your leg strength is so critical to your freedom. Now, this is what's truly startling: how quickly things can change. Think about this: just 10 days of being inactive. Maybe you're sick with the flu or recovering from a small procedure. That's all it takes to lose about 13% of your leg strength. That's almost twice as fast as it happens in younger folks. So yeah, the stakes are pretty high. And believe it or not, it all starts with something that sounds super complicated, but is actually incredibly simple: ankle dorsiflexion. All this means is your ability to pull your toes up towards your shin. That's it. A tiny movement with absolutely huge consequences. And here is exactly why that little movement matters so much. Researchers actually found that a delay in this simple ankle motion can predict your likelihood of falling within the next year. It's like the body's own early warning system, and it's something we can directly and easily improve. All right, enough about the problem. Let's get to the good stuff, the solution. Here is a powerful 5-minute routine that you can do with nothing more than a sturdy chair. We're going to count them down, starting with number 5. We're starting right at the foundation, your ankles. This very first exercise directly tackles that critical ankle dorsiflexion we were just talking about. It's a simple little pump that works wonders for your mobility, boosting both your circulation and your balance. So sitting up tall, you're just going to slowly point your toes all the way down. Hold it for a second, and then pull them all the way back up towards your shins. Every time you do that, you're firing up your calf muscles, what some researchers call your second heart, because they help pump blood back up through your body. Let's do this for a full minute. Great. Now let's build on that. Exercise number 4 is seated marching. This movement is all about waking up your hip flexors, which are the muscles you use every single time you climb a set of stairs or have to step over a curb. While you're sitting tall, just lift one knee up toward your chest, lower it back down with control, and then do the other one. The real key here is to keep your tummy tight and try not to lean back. It's just a simple march, but it makes a huge difference in your day-to-day mobility, and 30 seconds is all you need. Now, for number 3, the seated leg extension. This one is so important because it directly targets the quadriceps, those big muscles on the front of your thighs. I like to call these your standing up and sitting down muscles. They absolutely have to be strong. For this one, you can sit back in your chair to get some support. Then, slowly extend one leg out, give that thigh muscle a good squeeze at the top, and then lower it back down with control. Don't just let it drop. And listen, if you can't get your leg perfectly straight, that's totally okay. Just go as far as feels right for you. Aim for 10 reps on each side. We're almost there. Exercise number 2 is all about stability. The seated hip abduction strengthens your outer hip muscles. Now, these are the crucial little stabilizer muscles that keep you from tipping over when you shift your weight to one leg while you're walking. Sitting tall again, keep one leg straight and just lift it out to the side. Now, you might not lift it very high at all, and that's completely normal. Honestly, even a small movement is firing up those critical muscles. Let's do 10 controlled reps on each leg. And now, for the number 1 most important exercise for keeping your independence. It's the sit to stand. Why? Well, think about it. You do this exact movement dozens of times every single day. Getting out of bed, getting off the toilet, standing up from the dinner table. Your ability to do this safely, it's everything. So getting the form right here is crucial. Sit right at the edge of your chair, lean your chest forward over your toes, and then push through your heels to stand up without using your hands. Then, just as important, slowly lower yourself back down. Now, if that's too hard, no problem. Just place a firm pillow on the chair to raise yourself up a bit. Let's aim for 10 powerful repetitions. Okay, you now have the 5 most effective exercises you can do. But, just knowing them is only half the battle. There is one big mistake that can make all of this totally worthless, and that's what we need to talk about right now. The secret is, well, it's brutally simple. Consistency. Doing these exercises once in a while just won't cut it. It won't change anything. But the research is crystal clear. Committing to this routine just 3 times per week, that's what leads to significant, life-changing improvements in your strength and balance. And just look at this. This data is from a study on adults over 80. The ones who did strength and balance exercises 3 times a week had a 43% lower risk of falling compared to those who didn't. I mean, this isn't some small improvement. It's a massive reduction in your risk. So the big question is, how do we turn all this knowledge into real, actual results? Let's make it super simple and non-negotiable. Here is your action plan. Here's the plan. It's simple. Today, just try all 5 exercises one time through, just to get a feel for them. Tomorrow, you rest. That's important. Then, for the next 8 weeks, you commit. You do the full routine 3 times a week. That's it. Put it in your calendar, make it as non-negotiable as taking your daily medication. I really want to leave you with this one powerful idea. Weakness and frailty, they are not an inevitable part of getting older. The research proves it again and again. People in their 80s and even 90s can build significant muscle and strength. Your muscles do not have an expiration date. You have the power to change your own story, starting today, with nothing more than a chair.